to see you.
You better get back before he starts looking for you.
Steve.
I don't want him to see the two of us coming in together.
Why don't you go outside, Steve, and find some other place down the street? Be intelligent. Stay out of trouble.
Why should there be any trouble?
Oh, who's kidding? Who? You walk in there, and 2 minutes later, you'll start swinging.
After it's all over and we're safe, it'll be just you and me, the way it should have been all along from the start.
I knew I'd find you here.
You did? Well, how come?
This is your old hangout. This is where you and Anna always used to go.
Steve, did you come in here tonight to see me?
I'm not here looking for Anna.
Well, then why did you come back?
Hey, Steve, you used to have a wife, didn't you? Whatever happened to her? Can't you see what you're doing running around with people like Dundee? Every time we get together, there's nothing but trouble.
He wanted to talk to you.
What kind of business could you and I possibly have together?
The job.
Armored trucks.
What are you talking about? You can't hijack an armored truck. It can't be done. You know it can't be done.
It can be done. You have an inside man. Did you tell Anna to get out of town?
I tell you, I know it when I see a bad one.
I'm going to see her any time that I want. And you and Dundee and nobody else is going to tell me what to do.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 65 of the Movie Graveyard Shift. As with our second feature of New Arch 2025, the star-crossed romance of tragedy and crime, CrissXCross.
The Christopher Cross biopic. We're going to ride like the wind.
Indeed, so... All right, not really. No, it's a completely different movie altogether.
Okay. But 65, still alive. 67, meet you in heaven. That's my Michelle Pfeiffer impression when she's getting shot by Christopher Walken.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering what the hell you were doing there.
Just orgasming at random. But yeah. 65 of the Movie Graveyard Shift. And funny... This film that we're watching tonight is kind of a big all-star reunion, at least in terms of the crew and technicians of The Killers, which we watched the first year. It's kind of funny, a connection there. We opened with a great Frank Sinatra song that he wrote for his then ex-wife, Ava Gardner, who was Kitty in The Killers, as we all remember. The dashingly beautiful femme fatale in that movie.
Yes.
Sinatra was kind of getting out a lot of his trauma, romance, grief through his music around this time. That song and In the Wee Small Hours of the Morning, which was one of my favorite songs he ever did, all about her. But again, just another schmuck in love, way over his head, and that's the entirety of the theme of tonight's film. And it's a really good one, like what I've sort of been choosing, like subgenres of the film noir style for this month's episodes. Not to say that they aren't personal favorites, but these are more of like the must-sees, I think, and then I'll save my off-the-beaten-trail little sentimental favorites for another podcast. Though next week, our film for next week is my absolute favorite film noir ever made. But tonight, again... This is the sort of the amazing follow-up to The Killers. Burt Lancaster, that was his big, humongous breakout performance. And so he teams back again with the director Robert Siodmak, who was one of the long line of German immigrants who, fled Nazi Germany and brought along all those great expressionistic style sensibilities and things to Hollywood. And this, I think, is the definitive... fatalistic, doomed, romantic web of death and betrayal movies. I kind of had a toss-up in my mind between this and the film Gun Crazy. You've heard of that, I presume?
No, that's the first time I've ever heard it, and already I'm having like a very inaccurate idea what that movie's about. Just people shooting guns every 4 minutes. Like, no, take that, Rico!
Gun Crazy is actually a pretty famous movie. It's the sort of predecessor to Bonnie and Clyde, about two, lovers, very talented and quick with a gun on the run. There's a great bank robbery long shot in it. It was written by Dalton Trumbo. But that again, that's sort of more of just a lover crime spree on the run type of movie. This one to me, I think, is the great encapsulation of, film noir's signature sort of just guy who sort of dupes himself, and again being in over his head and in love with a woman who it's an unrequited doomed love basically.
Mm-hmm.
And a great all-star cast of film noir essential players. Dan Duryea is in this movie, who is kind of like the quintessential film noir smarmy villain, and he's absolutely marvelous as Yvonne De Carlo's sort of manipulative mobster new love, or not so much love, but just new man. And also Percy Helton has a very brief role in this as a bartender, and he is kind of the quintessential film noir weasel. He sort of always shows up playing this sort of little toady guy, but here he's kind of more on a positive type thing. Here he's just a dude doing his work as a bartender. And it also is a reunion for us with the breakout star of our very first episode, Mr. Kaz Dolowitz, back in his younger days. We're going to have dinner with Kaz Dolowitz tonight. Tom Petty, not to be confused with of the Heartbreakers, Tom Petty.
You don't belong here anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. She was an American girl. Yeah. But yeah, he is in this film as one of Dan Duryea's sniveling mobster henchmen. And yeah, no, this is a great one. You really did like The Killers, so if you liked that, this is more of that. Oh, and a great Miklos Rozsa score again. This is kind of him trying to outdo himself with the big thunderous, doom-laden music that had. This is sort of more of that. So this tonight is more of a good thing, but just to warn everybody here, this is about the bleakest. I'm not going to spoil it, but one of the most bleakest inevitable endings in all of film noir. That really is, the prime example of just darkness. So, yeah, the charms and splendid things in this all are on a thematic, and it's a very tightly woven script and a great heist centerpiece in it. But yeah, just to prepare anyone watching this, now we're getting to the dark stuff. If all the overblown melodrama of Mildred Pierce was the light, happy rainbow, this is, the rain that causes said rainbow, I guess. But CrissXCross, have you ever heard of this?
No, this is completely new to me. Again, I've only seen 3 movies. The Killers.
Okay, you've seen 3 movies, but you must have heard about 8 movies.
I've only seen The Killers, The Beast of Hollow Mountain, and let's say the 4th movie is The Birdcage. Okay.
All right. What about Blast from the Past or whatever?
Oh, is that the one with guy gets 1950s guy awakens in
the bunker? Yeah, and then he awakes.
Yeah, with Brendan Fraser. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
about. Yeah. No, I have not seen it, but there is a DVD copy on one of my many boxes. So,
okay, I will not be choosing that for an episode. But okay, so this will be new to you. But yeah, this is an absolute sort of quintessential one again. I'm sort of trying to handpick the big players that sort of give you the best encapsulation of the themes of film noir. And yeah, there's a lot of great things going for it. A lot of many facets and faces from crime films of the time, and wonderful stars from TV. I mentioned Yvonne De Carlo, who we all love as Lily Munster. I don't think Fred Gwynne was ever in a film noir. That'd be fun. I mean, he does have like a non-speaking role in On the Waterfront. If you kind of count that, that's adjacent.
That would explain the giant Frankenstein in the background in that clip I keep seeing.
In that movie, he's very young and tall and lanky. He does resemble a giant Frankenstein. And also in this is Alan Napier for a hot second, who is TV's Alfred of the Batman 60s show, playing on the dark side. This is it's a wonderfully directed movie, shot beautifully, but again, a lot of the stuff in this definitely pokes into the fatalism angle with film noir.
Right.
And set in Los Angeles too. So you're going to see a lot of great on location, glamorous and not so glamorous settings in LA that I imagine some are still there and some have been long since demolished. There's a lot of great, city rail yards and Bunker Hill and things. So there's that aspect, which as a California native who has lived there since the industrial age began, I'm sure you'll appreciate.
Yeah, well, I remember one of the films we watched during Film Noir last time. I don't think it was Double Indemnity, but I think it was one with oh crap, the nutty professor. No, not the nutty professor. Absent-minded professor, Fred McMurray.
That's Double Indemnity. Yes, I think that was shot partially in Los Angeles and San Francisco.
Oh yeah, no,
in the Bay Area.
Yeah, no, I recognize the Hollywood suburbs like you would not believe. It's barely changed since then.
Yeah.
And I was watching the little trailer you made at the beginning. It's like, oh yeah, that's pretty much the locations of the Indestructible Man with Lon Chaney Jr.
Yeah, there's a lot of great sort of again on location industrial zones and like modest neighborhoods in this movie that are probably still there, and taking trolleys to all these downtown bars. It is kind of almost a time capsule and documentary, like with just showing you a visual record of these areas that are probably not there anymore. With a bunch of urban renewal projects that have come up, hence
Gentrification, urban renewal, it's the same thing. It's to get rid of the poor people, replace it with rich shops nobody can afford. So,
but it does create a sense of authenticity that you don't get in some movies from this period. And that's this sort of realism approach in this movie does add a lot to it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, no, I look forward to it. I got not much to say in the preamble right here. Anything else you want to share before we begin? Because we will go into a little standby card for a bit to get the technical hiccups out of the way, and then we will start the film proper.
I don't know. Again, this is sort of just another sort of encapsulation of the purest essence of film noir. Look out for a young Tony Curtis cameo. He's dancing with Yvonne DiCarlo very briefly. But you will be able to spot him from a mile away because, again, he's like one of those people who never aged until they aged.
Mm-hmm.
So you can sort of pick out that little Easter egg. Is there anything else to look out for? Yeah, I don't know. You'll like it, though, I'm sure. And again, Fat Kaz working on the side of the heisters this time around. So him and Alfred turning over to the dark side.
Bastards.
Yeah, but this is, again, doomed romance, expressionistic visuals. It's one of the great, in the context of post-war 1940s noir, this is one of the most essential ones.
Right. So yeah, we will begin it pretty soon. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, CrissXCross from 1945.
Is it? Yes, 49.
49. Okay.
49. Yeah,
Yes.
45 was Mildred Pierce.
Right. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go a bit into a standby screen, and then we will start the movie proper. So we'll see you on the other side, ladies and gentlemen.